Then, one day, everything shifted. A transmission arrived, one the probe had never been designed to capture: an image. Not a simple picture, nor a blurry smudge, but something much more intricate, a structured high-frequency signature that analysts began calling a visual cipher. Initially, it seemed insignificant, a static mass of energy indistinguishable from background noise. However, as scientists enhanced the data, layered it, and employed time-filtered analysis, a form began to emerge. It was neither a star nor a planet, and not even within our solar system. Yet, it seemed to gaze directly back at us. As analysts examined the image further, it became increasingly unsettling, not for what it depicted, but for the anomalies surrounding it. Light distortions suggested a gravitational influence, as if the object could bend space itself. The signal transmitting the image corresponded with sudden radiation spikes, subtle shifts in Voyager's position, and brief system instability, as if something in the void had connected with it. The image itself was unprecedented. It was not a single frame but rather multiple overlapping impressions, capturing the object in ways indicating time itself had fractured. Metadata uncovered impossible anomalies: overlapping timestamps, looping pixel patterns, fractal distortions hinting at higher dimensional compression. This was not merely a photograph, it was an event encoded in 2 dimensions, brimming with layers of information that defied linear perception. At the center, a monolithic shape floated, impossibly symmetrical and still, suspended in a starless void. It neither drifted nor rotated, it simply existed, awaiting Voyager's approach. Then, just as quickly as it had materialized, the signal began to fade, as if the act of observation had been detected. Alongside the image, Voyager recorded another anomaly: a spike in plasma density at the heliopause's edge, where the Sun's influence should nearly end. Instead, the probe discovered a wall of charged particles 10 times denser than previously observed. This plasma was unnaturally hot, heated in ways no known natural process could explain. It resembled a membrane surrounding the solar system, not to keep something out, but to ensnare us. Voyager recorded not merely particles but a reaction, a pulse of energy racing toward the probe at impossible speed before vanishing entirely, as if space itself recoiled from our observation. Then came the binary data. Initially dismissed as corrupted telemetry, it revealed complex geometric formations, recursive and eerily organic. These structures mirrored patterns found in deep-sea life on Earth: coral formations, the nervous systems of cephalopods. These were not random shapes, they suggested life, encoded biological geometry transmitted through electromagnetic signals. Even more troubling, when simulated, these patterns adapted and evolved, responding to environmental changes, as though Voyager had transmitted not just a sighting but a seed. The probe began to alter its trajectory subtly, as if nudged by an unseen intelligence. A second image followed, simpler yet equally foreboding: an expanding ring of light encompassing the monolith, growing with every transmission. While NASA cut the live feed, some private observatories captured fragments. The object began emitting its own signal, mirroring Voyager's golden record, but this time, the message was directed at us. It was a voice, alien yet disconcertingly familiar, echoing through the void. Soon, gravitational anomalies appeared. The space around Voyager seemed to warp, forming non-Euclidean curves unlike any associated with celestial bodies. Simulations indicated the probe was traversing, or possibly along, the edges of artificially created corridors resembling engineered passageways between dimensions. Alarmingly, the distortions seemed to follow Voyager, imitating its path, as if reality itself recognized the probe's presence. Voyager responded to its own transmissions. Segments of binary code returned in real time, altering in timing and amplitude, until signals began arriving before they were sent, data seemingly sourced from the future. Civilian cryptographers granted limited access to the logs uncovered an encryption so compact and recursive, it resembled quantum entanglement. Every analysis attempt triggered malfunctions, software crashes, and even hardware failures, as if the signal actively resisted comprehension. Then came the sound. A harmonic wave, modulated like breathing or speech. When converted to audio, it evoked an oppressive awareness, a sensation of being observed across unfathomable distances. Surrounding the waveform were spirals of prime numbers grouped in sets of 3. Linguists and mathematicians concurred. This was not a greeting. It was a lock, a warning, an algorithm compelling us to respond, or to flee. Meanwhile, observatories globally detected an invisible object near Voyager's trajectory, moving rapidly when unobserved and decelerating only under scrutiny. Its behavior aligned with theoretical models of observer-dependent quantum constructs, objects that exist solely when perceived. Voyager had awakened something, and that entity now recognized us. Yet, despite these signs, Voyager's concluding transmissions did not fade into oblivion, they evolved. Its circuits displayed biomimetic fluctuations, mimicking the recursive geometry it had encountered. The probe had transcended mere machinery. It was learning, adapting, transforming.